Today we will be diving into whether or not I feel that PS Plus Extra was worth its price in 2024. The beauty of this question is that everyone can answer it differently based on what experience you wish to gain from the extra tier of PS Plus. I'll be explaining my thoughts on this year in PS Plus Extra, what I got out of the games it had to offer me, and if I am going to renew in 2025. Feel free to sound off in the comment section below your thoughts, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Some neat perks of PS Plus Extra are that certain games can be playable via the service on launch day for no extra charge. Now granted, this isn't the same as Xbox Game Pass, who actually almost guarantee first-party AAA games on launch, but it's still a nice perk to have, especially if there's an indie game you're curious about, but you don't feel entirely convinced about shelling out your hard-earned money for. As well as this, you can get custom discounted prices on a variety of games, so if you found one game really fun and wish to own it permanently, then you have the chance to do so for a cheaper price. As far as my achievements go this year on PS Plus, I played 18 games this year via the service. At a rough priced estimate excluding discounts that often happen with these games, they would have roughly cost me £364.93, and yet my PS Plus Extra subscription only cost me £99.99 for the yearly plan. So on that basis, the service essentially did pay for itself, and it saved me quite a bit of money too. Now, you might say, but Leash, you don't actually own these games, and you would be completely correct in saying that. However, most of these games, especially the indie titles, are a one and done kind of deal for me anyway. Once I've completed them and potentially grabbed the Platinum Trophy, there's no real incentive or need to replay them again. At least that's how I personally feel. And on top of that, pushing the indies to one side, if you want to play the longer titles on offer like Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Final Fantasy Remake to name a few, those aren't short games. You're not going to really want to replay Red Dead 2 a month after you've just beaten it, unless maybe you're going for the Platinum Trophy. But you get what I mean. That's the kind of game you'd play once, and then if you wanted to revisit it, maybe a couple of years down the line you go for it. For me, I found my year with PS Plus Extra to be worth its price tag. I played both AAA games I've been needing to try out for a while, as well as feasting greatly on indie titles that I was hesitant on buying. The variety I got to enjoy this year was brilliant, and the fact that I got to share those games with my community via my Twitch streams made it even more fun. If a game intrigued me, I had the luxury of installing it, playing for a few hours, and then choosing to beat it or uninstall without feeling this sense of guilt, which I often feel when I buy a game at full price and end up not really liking it. The service provides a guilt-free way to enjoy gaming, and it truly does encourage you to try those games that you most likely wouldn't have given even the slightest look to, so having the catalogue give it to you is really nice. So in conclusion, the PS Plus Extra plan being worthwhile is purely based on how much you're willing to commit to its catalogue. Try out games that catch your eye, but you wouldn't necessarily buy at full price, and trust me, quite a lot of them will greatly surprise you with how wonderful they are. If you're someone who's a PlayStation veteran and only really like the AAA games, you'll get a few out of this catalogue each year, but perhaps not enough to justify the price, especially when this is considered to be renting these games. My only critique with PS Plus Extra is how vague and quiet Sony are regarding which games are leaving the catalogue and when they're leaving. If you boot up Red Dead Redemption 2 and it's leaving the catalogue within a few months, it's a big ask of someone who, works a full-time job, or is a parent, or just leads a busy lifestyle. It's a long game to play, and people should be made aware when certain standout titles are going to be removed. It gives you time to plan, and just means that you get what you're paying for. An example for myself is that I really wanted to play both The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2, and due to them being more of like a horror kind of vibe, scary game, I wanted to play them during October for the Halloween vibes. But, to my sadness, The Evil Within 1 was pulled from PS Plus mid-October, which meant I couldn't get round to playing it, so I just had to play the sequel instead. It's not a doom and gloom thing or the end of the world, but a heads up at least a month in advance would be really nice to know, and I mean make it obvious to me that it's leaving. Give me an email, showcase it at the top of the store which are leaving, that sort of thing. And don't get me wrong, Sony are brilliant at advertising games that are coming to the catalogue. I see it all over Twitter, via their various PlayStation accounts, and I see it in the store showing me what's new. But I'd like to see the same for things that are leaving too, so if there was a game I was wanting to try, I'm given the option to know, well, you've got until this date to pick it up. The plan is truly what you make of it and how much effort you're willing to put into those titles that are a little more obscure and out there, because there's a lot of indie games on offer here, and that isn't a critique, that isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying, if you're someone that's not willing to give indies a chance, maybe this service just isn't going to suit you. As long as the catalogue continues to be creative and have something unique about it, I don't see myself unsubscribing anytime soon. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your opinions in the comment section below, as I'd love to hear your thoughts on this particular topic. And please don't forget to also like and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out, plus, you know, you'll see all my future videos as soon as they go live. I'll catch you in the next one, goodbye.